In this video, we're talking about my 5 favorite things about living in Poulsbo, Washington. We're going to get that going right now. What's up, everybody? It's Cassandra Lopez with the Living in Bremerton channel. If you're new to the channel, you're going to want to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. It's all about living in Bremerton and the surrounding areas. So whether you are new to Bremerton for the first time, or maybe you've lived here a while, you just want to know more about it, be sure to subscribe and tap that little bell so you're notified every time I drop a new video. And you can reach out to me directly. This is my cell phone and my email. Please feel free to call, text, or email if there's anything I can do to support you with living in Bremerton. All right, so this little series is going to be about living in Poulsbo. I will do other videos on other surrounding areas like Port Orchard, Silverdale, Seebeck, all of the goods. But for this one, we're going to talk about Poulsbo. So my 5 favorite things about Poulsbo, number 1, well, I guess these are in no particular order, are all of Front Street. So what is Front Street? Front Street is like the downtown of Poulsbo. So downtown Poulsbo runs right along Liberty Bay, on the east side of Liberty Bay. And it's nothing but small business owners, artisan shops, bakeries, coffee, like all of that stuff. Like imagine people grabbing a book, going out to a sidewalk table and sipping their coffee at like 11 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a work day. That's Poulsbo. So it's one of my and my daughter's favorite places to go. Like if she just wants to kind of go shopping, she doesn't like to go to the mall. She just likes to go antique. I mean, she's 13 years old, you guys. What 13-year-old likes to go antiquing? So we do that. We go get little jewelry or coffee or donuts or whatever. They got a ton of good stuff there. On the park side of Front Street, so there's Front Street and then some shops and then this huge parking lot that serves like all of the businesses there. It's always really crowded, so good luck finding a spot. It's always a challenge. And then there's a park, a little public park with a little waterfront and Liberty Bay, and there's the marina. So down by the marina, in the summertime, they rent out like paddle boards and kayaks and kick paddle boats and all those stuff. So it's a lot of fun during summertime. A lot of actually tourists that come through, like during the summer months. It's a big visitor attraction. So number 2 favorite thing about Poulsbo is the Scandinavian Heritage. So Poulsbo was founded by Norwegian settlers. And so I do believe the name Poulsbo actually stands for Little Norway. I could be totally wrong. It could just be like Poulsbo, Little Norway, like an extension of the name. But throughout the decades and the centuries, the residents of the community have really tried really hard to maintain that Scandinavian heritage culture, as reflected in storefront names like Valhall Brewery and the Sons of Norway. Poulsbo chapter actually has a chapter house in Poulsbo. There's also a big Viking statue on the southeast corner of Viking Way and Finn Hill. So if you're coming into Poulsbo from Highway 3 or coming north on Viking Way from Silverdale, you're definitely going to see that statue. You cannot miss it. It's totally iconic to the area. In the springtime, I think it's late spring, around May time, they close the streets for a festival called the Viking Fest. So there's a parade and all kinds of local artisans are displaying all their gear. They have the local high school. So the North Kitsap High School mascot is the Vikings. So you'll have the band come through and you'll have the cheerleaders come through and you'll have all these people who are associated with Poulsbo community, like the chamber and all that stuff come through. So it's kind of cool. People drive like really old cars and show cars and everything. So it's kind of a fun event. People actually take the day off work to attend. And of course, there's community organizations that are just about the history of Poulsbo. So if you wanted to dive into that a little bit further, if you have any interest in Norwegian heritage, Scandinavian heritage, I'm sure it's all there for your viewing pleasure. Number 3 favorite thing about Poulsbo is the sense of community. People really tend to love living in Poulsbo. So if you live there currently, you probably know what I'm talking about. The city has done a really good job organizing just tons of community events all the time to get people together, to really promote the community cohesiveness and all of that good stuff. So it's really actually very apparent, like in the storefront shops on Front Street, like you walk through and there's just tons of stuff all about Poulsbo. Like people really just love where they live. So the next two, number 4 and number 5, are actually going to be plugs for my local favorites. So one of them is a little coffee and sandwich shop named Cups. And it's on Front Street, but it's in a tiny little alley walkway in between a bookstore and an Italian restaurant. And there are 2 other locations in the county. There's one up on Bainbridge Island, and there's one down in Bremerton on the corner of 4th and Pacific. And Cups is really cool. They have like the best chicken and avocado sandwich you have ever had. If you like chicken and you like avocados and you like sandwiches, I mean, you have to like sandwiches. It's a really small place, so you'll likely get your food to go because there's only seating for maybe 10 or 12 people in there. But it's right across the parking lot from that lovely waterfront park. So you just take your coffee or your sandwich and you go grab a picnic bench and go enjoy the park. Number 5, second local plug, is for the Dancing Brush. So the Dancing Brush is like an art studio. That's a pottery studio. My kids love it there. So they already have all this pre-made pottery, from trinkets to little garden gnomes to dishware to wine glasses. And it's already pre-made for you, and you just go in and paint it, and you paint it whatever you want, however you want, put your little initials on it and the date. And then the house will fire it for you. So it takes like 2 or 3 weeks to come back. I think they send it off site to have it fired, but it comes back and they display it in the windows when it's done. So even if the shop is closed and you're walking down the sidewalk, you can see everybody's little artwork. And you just go in and pick it up when it's ready, and now you have a little keepsake that your kids made or you made or whatever. They host birthday parties and all kinds of stuff. So it's a great fun activity if you or your kids or your family, brother, sister, or your dog like to go painting. It's a great place. And I'll have links for Cups, and I'll have links for the Dancing Brush in the video show notes, so you can go check those out. See if it might be a fun place for you to spend the afternoon. If you like that video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Tap that little bell so you are notified every time I drop a new video. This is my email, cell phone, and text message. Be sure to reach out if there's anything I can do to support you. Bye for now.